Hello. Of course not. Hello, car. Fear you. Hold on just a second. The only thing that I fear is not enough friendship. I don't fucking know. I literally finished watching. I literally just finished watching the third Hobbit movie less than 10 minutes ago. Did somebody say story time? You heard it right, Derry. You heard it right. Hey, Milk. Hey, Derry. How are we doing, guys? Hey, Jess. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everyone's rolling in. Hell yeah, dude. Oi, Diz. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Okay. As promised, I'm here. Barely got your eyes open. That's okay. Story time is for listening, you know? We have a nice listen. Hobbit review stream. I mean, we can talk about the Hobbit a little bit. I'll start D&D story time in just a sec. Just quickly, because Diz mentioned it. I understand that The Hobbit is no Lord of the Rings. Hold on, let's turn on face cam, shall we? Oh yeah, shit. Discord. Thanks, no worries, nudes. Ooh, we are live for some D&D. Story time, smile. See, Car, I told you I post by myself every time. That's why I'm silly about it. But it's fine. Okay, what I was saying was, I understand that The Hobbit is not Lord of the Rings, right? But I still don't understand why it gets so much, like, hate. Why do people hate it so much? Like, why do people, clearly have a good habit? Yeah, well. Most of the time I remember, and then when I forget, Noodles helps me out, so, you know. But yeah, like, I don't understand. Dude, Car, I actually, it's not like the books. I actually, binged all 3 of them today without intending to. I was like, I'll watch one today, and then I'll watch one tomorrow, and then I'll watch one the next day. And I'm like, we'll just go through it like that. And then people can't stand little people. Anyway, like, I watched it. I watched all 3 movies in a row with about 10 minutes break for dinner between 2 and 3, and that was it. And then I just finished 10 minutes ago, right? Now, I really don't understand why people hated it. Okay, maybe it's not like the book, but who cares? Like, I don't understand why that's such a big deal. Plus, I think Bilbo was way less annoying than Frodo was. Like, Bilbo's like, freaking, I'm gonna run away from a dragon. Like, obviously I'm scared, but I'm gonna be, like, courageous and brave and shit. And then Frodo's like, oh no, it's a ring. Like, come on, man. Like, I understand what was going through on Frodo, like, in his mind. Like, obviously it was being messed with by the ring. But, like, Bilbo was way less annoying than Frodo was. Frodo's like, help me, I'm the victim. You like my shirt? Thanks, it's, a shirt. Anyway. He's like, yeah. And then Bilbo's just like, hey, guys, I'm a badass. What do you want? It's fine. I was a little bit scared at the start, but you know, you got to do what you got to do for your friends. And I'm like, man, you know what? Like, Bilbo is more like Sam than Frodo. Frodo's kind of just like along for the ride. Sam's the real MVP. Anyway, I'm sure I made a couple of people angry with that, but that's fine. Actually, maybe I didn't make anybody angry with that. Who cares? I mean, who knows? It's actually good. Man, I watched it the wrong way around, you guys. I should have watched, what's it called? They were feel good. They were pretty feel good. They were pretty feel good. I mean, obviously, I enjoyed them to enough of an extent for me to binge them all 3 in a row. So, there's that, I guess. Oh. So, thinking back over it, thinking back now in reverse. Watch it in reverse. Thinking back over it realistically. Not thinking back over The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, but thinking back over my D&D session, not much actually happened. Just a bunch of battles. And me almost dying. Like, twice. I mean, I'm gonna tell you guys anyway, Noodles. Don't get mad. I'm gonna tell you guys anyway. Oh man, one of my favorite characters. You guys, I would have told you about this on one of the previous story times. You should watch them, Diz. You should watch them for sure. But one of my favorite characters in our current, dude, I'm getting there, Diz. I'm getting there. I'm about to tell you all about D&D. But yeah, one of my favorite characters in our D&D campaign currently is this, what's it called? Orc. This 3-eyed orc whose name is Gorbash. And we've been keeping him, like, prisoner. But he's been, like, willingly staying our prisoner because we've been feeding him chicken. Like, he's like, I'll talk for you guys on one condition. You bring me chicken. Like, that was literally his, that was his whole negotiation. You bring me chicken and I'll tell you everything about, like, the orcs and everything, like, his company of orcs. Yeah. It was so funny. That's me. You like this guy, right? What a good guy. But he keeps one of my companions. You talk for chicken? Yeah, well, I don't blame you. One of our party members kept staring at his third eye, which was like right in the middle of his forehead. So he's got this weird thing about one of our companions. Like, he kind of like looking at our companion guy weird. It's all like, you don't have a thing for my third eye, do you? Like, can you stop looking at my eye? It's fucking weird. I'm like, anyway. Shall we get to the story? Are you guys keen for story? I mean, is there anyone that we're missing that would actually want to hear story time? Maybe Crab. Wait a second, Noodles. Wait a second. Chat, the more that I watch movies like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, the more that I feel like my hair, I need to grow my beard out longer. A little bit longer. Okay? And leave my hair like this. And then I'll have like freaking Aragon style hair. And I feel like that would just be fucking awesome. And then I need to cosplay as Aragon or something like that. Oh, anyway. Shall we get down to story time? That's all I ever wanted, Moop. That's all I ever wanted. I was gonna pull out a sword, but I don't have like a two-handed sword. I'll cosplay Arwen. Dude, your hair's long enough, you know? I really want to Claymore one day, chat. Anyway, story time? Story time? Yay? Story time, yay? Chat, I'm gonna get the fellowship cloak and I'm gonna wear it on stream. I'll be Smeagol. Okay, chat. So, alright, so I'll give you a small recap, okay? So our story... Okay. So our story starts previously on D&D session with Silly Samurai. We're in the home of the Wood Elves, essentially. You'll be Sam. But dude, you're way too tall to be Sam. Way too tall to be Sam. So we're in the home of the Wood Elves, okay? Or whatever they're called in our campaign, which I can't remember right now. Okay? And as we have come back to tell them that we've completed the task, which was taking out the goblins in their mines, okay? One of their scouts have come in and warned of a company of about 60 orcs that are heading south towards not where the elves are, but where our settlement is, right? Moop's a hobbit. Yeah, Moop can be a hobbit. Okay, so that happened right at the end of last session, and so we've left the elves in return for us helping them. They've given us a force of, I believe it was 40 of their normal like foot soldiers, and I believe it was 10 like giant owls, and obviously their riders, right? And then back at our encampment, okay. So we leave the we leave the elves and we head back to our encampment, which is on the ocean, which is on the shore, right? So we leave there, okay. We get back and we're in the town, all right. Then we hear like a huge bellowing loud voice coming from the tavern, okay, coming from the tavern, and he's just like, so I'm thinking I need to that's Car, maybe it was Car. I'm thinking I need to relay the information back to the council of our city, and then my what's it called, my party, they're like, I want to investigate the big loud voice. So I go across to where like the town hall and give the information, and my two party members, they go into the tavern, okay? They walk into the tavern, right? There's this big, loud, bellowing voice, and they're looking around, where the hell is this voice coming from, right? They notice that they see some friends on the side, namely Percy and Perkins. They see the barkeep, whose name I forget, I'm sorry, and they see this small, okay, very big, no, not Percy Jackson, Percy Perkins, right, dwarf, whose voice just bellows across the whole thing, like he's laughing and drinking, and he's got about 15, like, pints of ale in front of him, and he's currently drinking between two of them, and he's just laughing and everything. So my party goes to Percy and Perkins, being the ones that they already know, okay, and they sit down and they have a bit of a drink with them. So, but as they start to, they start to have a bit of a drink, and they're like, this ale, or this wine, I believe it was exceptional, right? Turns out that the dwarf that was sitting at the bar, okay, he was actually part of a very well-known, famous family, and one of their most famous, like, produce or products was their beer. But also they were known for being, like, great warriors, like, as dwarves are, right? I don't know why. So after they've sat down and had a few drinks, it's at this point where I've come back to the tavern, right, to grab them. So all three of us are in the tavern. We're talking to Percy and Perkins. Okay, we found out who this guy is and why he's important, why he's here. Like the dwarf, I mean, why the dwarf is here. Shit, what's his freaking name? I've got a bunch of dwarfs' names in my head now because of the Hobbit, and I can't separate the names. I'm sorry, Chad. I can't remember. Philly and Killy. No. So anyway, we go. I go to my party and I say, you guys, okay, we need to get over to the town hall. We got a war council coming. We have about just over 24 hours. Hey Stun, what's up, man? Just over 24 hours before this 60 orc, like, I guess pack. Orcs are packs, right? Pack of orcs. I don't know. Battalion pack of orcs before they come down and wreak havoc. So before we leave, all right, my companion, one of my companions, the elf, it's always the elf, chat, always the inquisitive elf, okay, he wants to go introduce himself to the dwarf because he's like, oh, the dwarf is big name, whatever. I thought elves hate dwarfs. I don't know who. Anyway, so he goes over there, introduces himself, and we're like, while we're here, we may as well introduce ourselves as well. And somehow, okay, we end up inviting the dwarf to the war council. I guess because he's like a big name, kind of like, you know, you summon a council and everyone in the area that's kind of big name and famous will head out there and kind of you know, what's it called? You know what they say about big name, big game? I don't know, dude. Anyway, I'm drinking my ale, by the way, if you're wondering. That's because we're in the pub. I'm drinking the ale, you know. Ah, good ale. So anyway, hey sheep, what's up? So anyway, we head out. Okay. So at this point, we're outside the tavern. Make the tavern quieter. We can still hear the tavern from the outside because everyone's so damn loud. But anyway, we're outside the tavern because the town hall is just across the road. Yo, you're alert. No worries, sheep. Enjoy. And so basically, we've kind of figured out that our scouts have determined that the orcs are being led by one like head honcho kind of thing. Think of it kind of like Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War type thing, guys. So like there's one head honcho and the rest of them are kind of just following him because he's big and bad and he killed the last leader, right? So we thought to ourselves, okay, we need to do two things, okay? All right, we need to protect our town, right? We need to get rid of these orcs, okay? But then there's also the overlooming threat of the green dragon, which I would have mentioned to you guys last time I had story time, yeah? So we think to ourselves, all right, we don't have that many soldiers. Even if we team up with the elves, which we already are, there's not that many soldiers, like, to fight a green dragon, right? So we thought, hey, the Gorbash. Gorbash is the name of the orc that was that we had captive, who's been eating so much chicken, right? So we're like, he was talking about wanting to take over from the current leader. He doesn't care about their current goals. He just wants to be a leader. He wants to be the big bad leader. So we're like, all right. Let's think, okay? How can we use this guy and get him on our side? And then if he's on our side, maybe instead of killing all the orcs, we might actually be able to just put the orcs up against the dragon on the front lines, right? And then that way, if a bunch of the orcs die, we don't give a fuck, really. Like realistically, right? So we head over to Gorbash. Oh shit, I forgot to get one ambience thing up. I'm bad at this game, chat. Oh no. Oh no. No, it's fine. Okay. So we head over there, okay? Oh no, that's daytime. Oopsies. Okay, so we head over to him, okay, as we're coming up on the tent that we're holding him in, right? Because this is still a very, very makeshift city, right? Most of our city is actually put together by the leftovers of the ships. We took apart our ships that we sailed across here and put them together to make buildings and stuff. So like a lot of our, you know, it looks like very, very typical seaside town, you know? And he's in a tent or like in a makeshift building, right? So as we come up to this building, this freaking foul stench is kind of wafting out as we walk up. And as we walk inside the room, there's just chicken bones just like littered all over the floor, right? Just alright, no worries, stun, enjoy, man. So just like chicken bones, all like entire chickens just freaking ripped off the bone, and then the bones just splattered everywhere. And we walk in and he's just like, "Hey, got any more chicken? Alright, like that chicken." And we said, "Listen." So we offered him more chicken, but not before our chat. We told him he could have more chicken after our chat. So we walked in there and we said, "Listen, we have a proposition for you. Alright? More chicken and out of those chains." And he turns around and he's like, "What's in it for old Gorbash?" Alright, I have to tell you that the dwarf that was with us came with us to this tent. So it was just our party plus the dwarf at this point in time. So he's like, "You got any more chicken for old Gorbash?" Which is the orc. And we turn around. "You get more chicken when we're done, alright?" Okay? So the Gorbash looks at the dwarf and he's like, "Who's this short stuff?" And the dwarf absolutely hates orcs. So he turns around and he's like, "Hey, can we kill him now, laddie?" And I'm like, "Listen here. If he doesn't help us, he's all yours. If he helps us, you can't touch him." And he's like, "Right, laddie. I get the bigger picture." Why the dwarf's Irish? Hey, I'm just giving him the same voice that my DM gave him, okay? And then Gorbash is like, "So, what is it you want from old Gorbash over here?" And we said, "Listen, right? You said you wanted to be leader. We might have an opportunity for you, right? But once you're leader, right, you have to guarantee that our town's not getting attacked by orcs anymore." Thanks, Tiz. And he's like, "I might be able to do that. But orcs, you see, we're simple-minded creatures. We like to kill, we like to eat, we like to drink. If I go to them and tell them they can't be killing no more, I don't think they'll like that." And I said, so obviously, okay, that's fair enough. So basically, today you learn I'm not. So basically, chat, if in this world, I don't know if it's like this normally, but in this world, right, if an orc kills a leader, then just by default, that orc will become the new leader. Think of exactly like the pit fights in Middle Earth Shadow of War. Exactly like that, right? So theoretically, all we needed to do was create an opportunity for Gorbash to get to, I think the other orc's name was Bone Crusher, something Bone Crusher, right? And then challenge him, because when they challenge him, they respect the challenge, apparently. Like, the other orcs will butt out of it, and then they'll have a head-to-head fight, right? So, we have a couple of ideas, right? Betty Bone Crusher, let's go with that. Hold on, wait, chat, I gotta drink my ale. Yeah, exactly, stun. So basically, we're like, okay, we've got these giant owls. We could technically fly over and then just drop in and be like, again, "Surprise, motherfucker." And then kind of just, fight up against, like, he can issue the challenge and fight. But then there's also the problem of us kind of getting out if Gorbash actually does lose. Story as an orc the whole time. Dude, but then I can't play the different roles. Alright, okay. The orcs doing the voices. Alright, so this is gonna fuck my voice up. Rip stream after this. So one option was to drop in from the skies on the giant owls. But Gorbash can't fly a giant owl. Gorbash can fall off giant owl. So that's one. Two would be, what would two be? Oh, right. 2 would be, we hide in the trees, okay? Because we got elves. They're great guerrilla warfare. Right, we hide in the trees. Okay. Then, the orcs, they come through. When the orcs, they come through, we jump down and be like, "Hey, Bone Crusher! I challenge you!" And then, Gorbash kill Bone Crusher, Gorbash win, orcs go away. Okay? But, we don't know if that's gonna work, because we don't know which way they're going. Alright. But, chat, this actually works perfectly fine, because the orc is the one who's talking in this scenario. Okay? Oh, actually not, kind of, he's half talking, and half me and one of the other guys. Okay? Last option. One of our companions can turn into a giant spider. So, what if? Disguise, Gorbash. Ride in on giant spider. Then, all the other orcs will be impressed, because they'll be like, I tamed the giant spider. Then, Gorbash challenge, Gorbash win, Gorbash leader, orc go away. Sounds like a great plan. So, I think we're gonna go with the spider one. Because giant spiders are fucking awesome. When they're on your side, at least. So, that's enough from Gorbash. You guys go get me more chicken. Call me when you want me to kill. Can we go back to normal yet, Kara? Or do you have to keep going for the entire story time? Because normally acting up is only like 2 lines, man. Come on. So, I'm going back to normal. I'm going back to normal because Gorbash is not in the picture anymore. Okay, Gorbash is gone. All right. So we've come out of the tent. We've kind of got an idea, but one of the... She's like a druid, right? She pulls us aside. She lives just outside the town, near this ancient elven monument. Okay, right? So she pulls us aside and she's like, "Listen, I know there's..." She's like, "I know there's orcs that are going to attack us in just over 24 hours. But if there is an ominous force coming out of that area, that if it's not like fixed before we go into battle potentially with the orcs, by the time we get back from killing the orcs, the whole town might just be wiped out by whatever curses placed on this place, right?" So, like 2 sessions ago, we came by this like elven statue monument. Thank you, Moopy. Appreciate it. And Kai, I appreciate it. And Noodles, I appreciate it. And there was some words written in like an ancient language that one of our party members, the elf, read out loud, and nothing happened. So we just walked away. But apparently that set something into motion. Okay. And when we came back, right, to our town, apparently some kind of evil was like leaking out of that. Read the next scene, the next 15 minutes, whichever ends first, in Irish dwarf voice. Oh my god, no. No, the dwarf is not with us anymore, chat. At this point, it's just the druid and my companions, right? Just the 3 of us. So we're like, alright, we'll quickly check this out. We have 24 hours to check this place out and find out what's going on before we have to put the orc plan into motion. So, this place is only about an hour away from the town, so we head out there. Okay. More ale. Nah. So we head out there. Shit, I don't remember how. I don't remember how we entered the place. Read in a seductive voice. Oh god, no thanks. I don't remember how we entered the place, to be honest with you guys. I can't remember. There was something there. And, there was some kind of... I don't know maybe you can think of it as like the Mines of Moria type doors that opened, potentially. Seductive orc voice, please. I don't exactly remember, but as we walk inside, okay, the only thing that we can see is whatever is lit by the light that comes in, that was shining in from the entrance, okay? The further in you go, it was just pitch black, okay? But as we slowly walked in, the light from the entrance faded, and all we could see was this green, dim glow, okay? And since our elf buddy has dark vision, the only thing he could make out in the room in front of us, right, in the glowing dim green glow, was shit. What are those monsters called that kind of look like I guess like kind of like dragonborn type people ish, like red scaly dragon people things, but they were dead. It was a dead body. So we've decided to walk forward. Okay, classic DnD thing happens. All right, so we enter the cave. Okay, we enter the cave. All right, dragonkin maybe. All right. There's nothing that we can see except for a faint green light. Me and our rogue can't see anything except for this small glowing green at the end of the hallway, which was inside a big room. Our elf companion, all he could see was that, and then the body on the side. He could obviously see into the room, right? Because he has night vision, but he couldn't see anything around because there was nothing in that room other than a small, like a sarcophagus in the middle of a room, a green glowing orb above it of light, and the dead red Doverkin on the floor. Okay, so we decided to go check it out, and as we walk forward, right, we start creeping forward, right, and then as we're going, we just hear this little crack noise, right, and then all of a sudden, the floor crumbles from under beneath us, and we fall down, and it kind of feels like spook. I know, right? You know, it kind of feels like you're being taken down, but it wasn't a direct fall. Okay, it was kind of like, you know, like a slide in a way, but not a smooth. Obviously, it's a rock cavern, but it's like a slide, and we fall down and we hit the ground. But I have slow falling, so obviously I take no damage, so it's all good. I don't know about my other companions though, because something happened. Classic D&D trope. We all ended up in different rooms. Crazy. So we get up. None of us are harmed because apparently my drop was enough to harm you, but I had slow falling, so it's fine. The other two, their drops were less vertical and more kind of sloped down, kind of just rolling down. In a way, and then at the end it was a drop, so they couldn't get back up, but they weren't injured either. Okay, so I get up. Okay, I'm looking around. There's not really anything in this room except for a bunch of pots. The hell is there's a bunch of pottery down here. It turns out this area was like a ancient tomb kind of thing. So there's like a bunch of pots all around the room, and I take a look inside the pots, and it's all like embalming stuff, like embalming fluid, and like all the tools that you will use to like embalm like a body before you put it to rest. Yeah, right, exactly. So I get up, okay, I take a look around, and at this point, I wanted to roll for investigation. I wanted to see what was there, okay? And as I rolled a nat 20. So my D&D was like, fuck it, I'll give you something. So so my character goes through and he's looking around and bumps to a couple of the pottery, and like there was like an elvish dagger, like a nice elvish, because this was an elvish tomb, right? There was an elvish dagger in the corner, and I was just like, yoink, that's mine now. So I tried to look around the room, and there was nothing else except for a door. Okay. I kind of opened the door just a little bit and peeked through the door just to take a look on the other side. Alright. Couldn't see anything. Pitch black. Absolutely pitch black. Right? So, I mean, I lit up a torch because I've got a torch, right? Kind of stuck the torch around the corner. Peeping Tom. Right, and all I could see was a hallway. Okay, not very long, maybe 15 feet, and then I had a corner. But as I waved the torch down, the floor was just covered in rats, like literally a swarm of rats that seemed to be feasting on something that was dead, right? It looked like it was another one of those dragonkin or whatever, like wormling or whatever it was, right? And these rats, there were so many of them that you could not see the floor, okay? So as I waved my torch down, okay, they only moved back by about a couple of feet. They barely moved back. They barely even noticed me, right? They're still eating. They noticed me. They're kind of looking at me like, "You're not dead." I don't know. That's a rat voice now. "You're not dead." And I'm like, okay. So I walk into the hallway, right? They're giving me at least five feet or so of space. I walk into the hallway, and I've got nothing, no AoE. I've only got a quarterstaff and my freaking fists, right? With some gloves. So I don't have any, like, if it was the other party members, they would have some kind of, like, shut up, Noodles. So, like, I've got no AoE. If it was one of my other party members, they could just burn them. Like, they got fire, they could just go burn them. So I'm like, what the hell can I do? So, you know what I did, chat? You know what I did? I pulled out next level. That is next level, dude. That is next level. I'm glad you're enjoying it enough to listen to it on the walk. So you know what I do, chat? I pulled out my pan flute and played a song as I tried to walk through the rats. Guess what? It parted them. I'm just like there, like, come on, merry men! I mean, merry rats! It didn't work though. It didn't work. It worked for another 5 feet, and then they just moved from the one dead body to another dead body, and then they kind of just like were like, all right, we moved, but we're still gonna eat this body. So it kind of worked. My DM just looked at me like, you're not the Pied Piper, you idiot. So he kind of made it work. He made it seem like it was gonna work. He's like, as you pull out your pan flute and start playing a merry tune, the rats slowly start to dissipate. Full 5 feet, and then they stop and continue eating on the body. What in God's name is this? It's D&D talk, Rexton. So, at this point, I'm still stuck in this area, okay? Hold on, chat. Is D&D? You don't know what D&D is? I'm telling them all about my D&D adventures. Hold on, chat. Okay, so at the moment, okay, I'm in a hall. Okay, so here's the room that I was in, you guys. This is the room that I was in. Okay. Thanks, Diz. Right. Okay. The hallway continues like this. Okay. Right. And it's about from the door here. The rats have dissipated up to about here for me. So I've cleared all this area. There are no rats here anymore. Right. And at this point, nothing is working. Right. Nothing else is working. Okay. So I decided, fuck it. I'm a monk. Let's try to wall run around, like, you know, wall run here, then hit this wall, and then run over here, and then around the corner, and then run over here, and then land right in front of the door on the other side. Okay? It turns out I roll, like, so I was like, exactly. So I'm like, I'm like, alright, you know what, that's fine. They gave me 10 feet. I can back up and wall run. And then I rolled. And my DM was like, he had a number in his head. If you don't roll high enough, you will stack it and fall into the rats. Okay? I rolled 18. He said the threshold was 17. And I was like, oh, yes. So My dude runs up, pa pa pa, around the corner again, pa pa pa, lands, boom, turns around, rats. But if you ever want to follow me, you can. Anyway, so let's leave that there for a second, okay? Can I get a larger? I don't use paint ever, chat. How can I get rid of this? Oh, size here. No, give me a large size, chat. Anyway, so meanwhile, on the other side of like the dungeon, oh shit, you have no clue. It just think of it as like a story time. I'm telling you a story, Rex. Okay. Meanwhile, on the other side of the dungeon, Control Z. Oh yeah, true. Oops. Okay, on the other side of the dungeon, our elf buddy also lands in a pitch black room. Oh, at this point I still got my torch, yeah? So my elf buddy lands in a pitch black room as well, but he can see. Lucky him, alright? All he notices is two skeletons. No, not skeletons. Two ghouls. Sorry, skeletons come later. Two ghouls in a pitch black room, okay? And he notices that next to the small sarcophagus there's a key on the floor, okay? So he didn't want to take on the ghouls head to head. Obviously he had no tank and he's a little bitch. So what he used minor illusion to create a noise outside in the hallway. So the two ghouls got to look at it, right? So when the two ghouls went to look at it, he went to pick up the key, right? And then in the hallway, he cast like magical darkness, right? So they can't see anything at all, nothing, right? And then he proceeds to take them out one by one in a very slow manner because he's so ridiculously cautious. But he did well. He did well. Okay, so that was that. It was pretty good. It was pretty well done, I gotta say, for like to be like kind of quiet and sneaky and take like 0 damage. But to be fair, there were only 2 enemies. But anyway, he did well. He did well. Okay, so that's that. Cut to our rogue on the other side, in another corner of the dungeon. He lands in this room. There's nothing there, except for this green orb that he sees on a pedestal in the middle, right? And obviously, being the rogue and the thief that he is, he doesn't think twice about picking up this green orb. So he's just like, yep, it's mine now, yoink, and he walks out. So obviously he picks up this green orb, walks into the next room, and there's skeletons, because there's always skeletons protecting green orbs. That's how it works. Okay. He takes his time to kill these skeletons. He also does really well. I don't think he took a single hit. Protect me, I'll protect you, dude. I don't think he took a single hit, but he did really, really well, right? And then when he was done, he finds this fine elvish rapier on the wall. +1 rapier. Real good, because he's currently using a normal rapier. So it's a pretty big damage upgrade for him. Yes, party time. Thanks, Moopy. So yeah, he picks them up. Right, now he's got a nice fine elvish rapier. Very, very cool. Okay, cut back to me now. I've wall run across this thing. We actually don't need this. Oh wait, actually I might need this again, paint in a minute. Anyway, so cut back to me. I've just wall runned. I open the next room and I walk inside, and there's freaking specters inside. There's 3 specters inside, and I'm just like, to my DM, I just turn to him, I'm like, they see me, don't they? And he's like, dude, you're holding like a giant, bright, burning torch. Of course they see you. So I'm like, fuck. What were they inspecting? I don't know, dude. They're freaking specters, man. Who knows? But so I'm over here. I basically destroyed a couple of specters, right? So good. Didn't get touched once. Actually, no, that's not true. I got hit once, but I got my Constitution saving check, so they didn't take any damage of my maximum HP. Thank God. Oh, 10 out of 10 story. Thanks, man. Also, Noodles, I forgot to do the thing. Please remind me, Noodles. Hey, Ekmem. welcome, welcome. Hope you guys are doing well. What thing? The bits thing. So once I finished these guys, I said to I said, okay, listen. I want to roll inspection or whatever. I want to see if there's anything cool in this room before I move on. And he looks at me like as if there's nothing in the room, dude. So he's like, roll. I guess roll. Game soon. He's like, roll. And I'm like, alright. No worries. Guess what, guys? Nat 20 again. Woo! Nat 20, baby. Anyway, so hits Nat 20 and he's like, I'll give you something. And then he's like, can you roll me a D100? I rolled him a D100 and he's like, alright. You pick up, as you look around the room, you notice there's a bunch of statues along the side. Okay? They're all holding swords. Not Terraria, we'll be doing Minecraft. They're all holding swords. But you notice that on one of them, there's an item that kind of doesn't look like it belongs on its face. It's like this goggles, but it kind of in the shape of an owl. It's like it's got the beak, right? And it's got the owl head up on top, and then there's big open circles, right? So it kind of looks like an owl. So I picked it up and I looked at it and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold it like in front. I don't want to put them on my head just yet because I don't know what these things are, you know, because I don't know what's it called. I don't know what these things are. So I hold them out in front of me and all of a sudden everything becomes normal and bright and I can see. So I put them on and it turns out, bada bing, bada boom. I got myself a pair of goggles of night goggles of night. Is that what they're called? Goggles of darkness or goggles of night or something like that. So fun. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. So yeah, hell yeah. So now we can see in the dark. So obviously, first thing I'm gonna do is put out my torch so I can be a bit more stealthy. Because at this point, I've got goggles of night, meaning I can see in the car. I can see in the dark, and I've also got the elvish boots or whatever they're called, which makes you make no sound when you walk, right? So I've got no sound when I walk, and I can walk in the complete dark and see everything. So I am doing pretty darn well at this point for myself. I'm pretty happy, right? So cut back to our rogue on the side. He finishes up what he was doing, and then he gets to a room with just a giant chasm, right? It's just a giant chasm, and he's like, all he notices is a little bit of a metal bracket type thing up on the roof, and he's like, he's got his rope, so he's like, I'm just gonna try and lasso and swing across it. And before he goes to lasso, we're just like, dude, you have mage hand. Like, just use your mage hand and put the lasso on the hook. Just put it there. Hey, Ploppy. Paint? Yeah, for story time. Why is that so small? That's what she said. So he's like, oh yeah, like a dummy. And then he used GIMP. Dude, that GIMP is actually what I use to draw. Okay, I'm just using paint for this. Calm down. Bloody genius. I'm not even the magic user here. Anyway, so he swing. Noodles, please. So he swings across, everything's fine. Uses his magic hand, takes the rope back so he doesn't lose it, and he moves on. Okay. Meanwhile, our elf is like walking through a really long corridor with all mirrors on the side, but he's just like being super cautious, right? He's being super cautious. Like, dude, it's just mirrors, man. Like, it's just mirrors. But he's got an imp as a familiar, so he sends his imp through, and then DM's like he's being so cautious. Our elf, right? He's being so cautious, and he's like, I don't want to walk in front of them. And he's like, dude, they're mirrors. Our DM's like, they're mirrors, and he's like, oh, I don't know. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna send my imp in front of those mirrors. So he sends the imp, and the DM looks at him and he's like, yep, the imp can see himself because they're mirrors. And then he's like, okay, make the imp touch the mirror or something like that. And he's like, yep, the imp touches the mirror, and he sees himself touch the mirror because it's a mirror. And anyway, it took way too long. So eventually he just walks straight through and he's like, okay, it's mirrors, cool. like dude, they're mirrors on a wall, okay. Um, so I get into this next room, and it's like a huge room with like, what are they called? What are they called when it's just like a big wall? Okay, and then on the wall there's just a bunch of square-shaped holes for like, for coffins to go into. I can't remember what that's called. But anyway, it's a room like that, right? A wall for a coffin. Yeah. But it's like, there's actually a room for it. Anyway, I mean, a name for like that kind of thing. Anyway, that's irrelevant. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's like a bunch... The morgue. I guess a morgue is like... I know it's Ploppy. I actually think that our DM described this place as a morgue. Like, a tomb looks like that, but I think our DM actually explained this place as a morgue type of a place. So, let's just go with that. So, I'm going through, and we can... I think it was more of a morgue that was at the... in a certain part of the crypt area. Because this was like a... It turns out that we found out that this area was actually an ancient... elven... like burial place, but for people that they hated, like for bad people, like criminals, right? That might be the one, Diz. So that's why there was so much like bad juju and shit like here. Apparently we fucked it up when we read those words out the side. We messed everything up. Anyway, they are salty. That's right. So I can. Okay, so the room that I'm in, right, you guys? The room that I'm in looks like this, okay? Let's draw it out, shall we? That's the exit. That's another exit. Okay. Okay. That's another exit. And this is where I came from, okay? So I walk in this room, and there's two huge walls, all full or having space for coffins, and they're like this, okay? Yeah, I'd love some Pop-Tarts, dude. Send them over. So I can walk around, through the middle or around, but on the floor there was like this green goop here, here, here. There was some goop here, and there was some goop here. Okay, so I went up to this goop. And I don't know much about D&D, to be honest with you, chat. Because like for people who are like D&D like veterans, they might like kind of have an idea of what goop might be. So I'm like, I said, okay, I'm gonna try and poke the goop with the end of my torch. So as I gotta poke the goop with the end of my torch, the goop, a hand turns into a hand and tries to grab it and snaps at it like no, no. And I'm like that, and get the shit out of there. So obviously, the very next thing that I try to do is burn it. And obviously, burning it works. You know, because I'm a genius. Fire! Hey, Meister, welcome back, man. It's going well. I'm just telling a story. So I burned this one here. Okay? I burned this one here. I decided, because I was going to go through here, but then I changed my mind. And I burned this one here. And I go through this side here. Alright, let's go back to this one here. So I go through the side, walk down the corridor, and it's just a dead end. Just like this. Just a straight up, just a dead end. Okay? But as I walk through, I noticed that right at the end of the wall, okay, there's nothing except for a candelabra in the middle with 3 candles. 3 candles. Okay? One of them was orange and it was lit. The center one was blue and it was not lit. And the side one was green and it was also not lit. Okay? So you've got orange, lit, blue, not lit, green, not lit. So this one here is the only one that's on fire currently. Okay? So, what did I try to do? Okay? I was like, this looks kind of weird, bro. Like, so I was like, let me just inspect it. And I didn't roll very high. So my DM was like, you kind of get the idea that there's something going on with this wall, but you have no idea what it is. Okay? So I was like, alright, that's fine. Alright? So I'm like, I'm going to try and light the other ones. Okay? So I lit them both. And then within 5 seconds, They both went out. Gone. Okay. Alright. So I thought to myself, what if I extinguish all of them? Okay, so they're all out. And then light them all within 5 seconds. Because they went out with 5 seconds. So I lit them all within 5 seconds. The green one goes out. Followed by the blue one, but the orange one stays. Okay? There's something weird going on here, okay? So I'm looking at the candelabra, trying to figure out what's going on. And nothing moves. The wall doesn't move. Nothing happens. I try to take the candles off the candelabra out of curiosity. They don't budge. Nothing that I do can get these to stay on or anything to happen. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. We'll leave them, and when I regroup with my crew, I'll come back. Okay? So I decide to leave this area for now. I come back through this hallway, burn this green goop, because burning things is fun. Okay? And then I head up through here. Okay? Enter room with bloody, I think it was 3 or 4 specters. And I walk in there. Yeah, it was 4 specters. It was 4 specters, okay? But because it's pitch black, because I've got the goggles of night vision and I've got boots which make no sound, okay? It's pitch black. There's nothing. I made no noise. They don't know I'm there. So I'm like, well, I've got to go through this way, because on this side was a locked door. Over here is a locked door, okay? So I've got to go through this way. It's the only way to go, because where I came from was a broken door, like a broken roof. Okay, so I've gone through there. 4 specters. I'm like, all right, not a problem. They don't see me. I'm gonna sneak attack one of them. Guess what? I fucking smashed that thing. Because with my class, okay, I can't do like huge damage, but I can do like 4 attacks. 4 attacks by using 1 key point. So I go up to this one, I sneak up, and I'm just like, bah, 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 and then fucking roundhouse kick it straight through, and then the spectre just goes, fucking disappears into nothing. Absolutely nothing. But at this point, obviously the shriek of that one spectre gets the attention for the other ones, and they're all just like, and they're looking at me. And then I'm just like, fuck. Okay, cut to the other side. Cut to the road. He's gone through. He's got the orb. He got a rapier. He swung across the ravine. Okay, he killed the skeletons. He comes out. So the room that I'm in is like this. I'm gonna have to draw it smaller than it actually was, because I don't have much room, right? Okay, so the room that I came into was like this. So, okay. No, sorry, not the thief. Let's cut to the elf. Okay. So, elf is a warlock, by the way. So he hears me grunting like, bah, 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 and then he hears a shriek, the shriek of the spectre. So he's come around his corner over here. So he's here right now. Okay. I am here. This is me. Okay. Oh yeah, Anon's back. Thanks, Anon. One spectre is here. And the other spectre is here. So he can't see this spectre, but he can see this one. So I'm fighting this one here. I've just demolished one. Also, another one is over here, by the way. Another spectre is over here. So this is me. This one's here is me. Okay. So I've demolished one. He comes around the corner. Freaking Vietnam flashbacks. What's it called? What's the thing that all warlocks do? Pew, 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 pew. What's that ability called? I can't think of it. Help! Help! Eldritch Blast. Thank you. That's the one. That's the one. So he comes around the corner, and he Eldritch blasts this guy here. So I'm there. I'm fighting like this, and then all of a sudden, this Eldritch Blast just comes straight past my head, and I'm just like, ugh! But he takes him out. He takes him out, and I'm just like, oh man, that's so nice. Okay. Then at the same time, from the other direction, okay, our thief comes in here, unseen, pulls out his bow, sneak attacks, okay? But at this point, okay, hold on a second. At this point, okay, there is a specter there, okay, which I've damaged a little bit, okay? I am here, and there's another specter over here still, okay? So he decides to finish off the one that I attack, right? Alright, so he pulls out his bow, aims up, doesn't kill me, thank God, because he's known to roll bad whenever a player is involved. I was expecting to get an arrow straight in the fucking head, right? So, what happens is, this arrow... Sorry, I made a little mistake. This guy here is actually here. So the arrow passes through this specter, straight over my shoulder, straight into the one over there. Because, like, the specter on the other side of me kind of parts, and then the arrow goes through, straight over my shoulder, into the specter behind me, wipes it out. Sick. And then there's the one more left over, and I finish it off with my what's it called? Lightning Elemental Gauntlets. I finish it off. Boom. So, done. Then at this stage, now we've got all three of us are here. Boop, boop, boop. All three of us are there. Okay. So we kind of tell each other, obviously I'm the shortest one, kick W, just kidding. So we tell each other what happened, alright? I was like, hey, I got cool night vision goggles, but essentially I've done nothing. And then our warlock is like, I found a key, but I haven't found a door yet. And our rogue is like, I found a glowing green thingy-mabobby. And I was like, cool, let's get the fuck out of here, it's spooky. So we all head back through, but we end up here, and then I bring them over to the candles, okay? Because I want to figure out what's going on. So these two are magic users, okay? And oh my god, it took so long to figure out. I'm like, it took us way too long to figure it out. But eventually, I was like, dude, what if, okay, this orange candle, or it was like orangey red, orangey reddy yellow, right? What color is fire? Fire is orange. That candle is orange. I was like, so the DM is like, yes, yeah, because at this point it's taken us so long that he's kind of helping us out. And then it turns out our rogue the entire time had a spell that could change the color of fire, but he just didn't know about it because he's a dummy and he's also brand new to D&D. So eventually, with a little bit of our DM's help, he helped him figure out that he can change the color of fire. So, so he lit, within 5 seconds, he lit the orange one with normal fire, the blue one with blue fire, and the green one with green fire. Dude, I'm a noob. Anyway, so the door opens. Fuck, what was inside? No! I can't leave you guys hanging. We found a bunch of treasure and stuff. What was it? It was like, we found a bunch of treasure. No, we found let's just say it was a barrel of tacos. No, we found a bunch of treasure. It was pretty good. It was nice. Okay. I remember. We find a bunch of treasure and an elvish axe. So at this point, I had the dagger, and our rogue had the rapier. So our warlock got the axe, and obviously he's not going to use it, but he could sell it, and he likes money, so it's all good. That's true noodles. So at this point, okay, we've done all that stuff, so we decided to... Yeah, so that and goggles, that's right. So we decided to come across here and come to the door, and lo and behold, the key fit to the door that our warlock picked up. So we open the key, okay, we turn the key, we open the door, and we just see the glow that we saw from the green glow that we saw from the start of the dungeon was floating above this big sarcophagus that had chains chained around it, like holding it shut, but one of the chains was broken off. Yeah, so it's gonna take a long time. I can't get rid of the rest. Chat. Hold on, let's just do, like, can we just do this? Yeah, that's good enough. There we go. Easy. Anyway, so that's the way to, yeah, I know, right? I'm a genius, don't worry about it, it's fine. Oh, but now when I erase, oh no, we're good. Okay, so we enter this room, and all we see, okay, is a couple of dead corpses of those like dragon type humanoids, okay, a big sarcophagus with chains all over it, okay, except one of the chains was broken, and above it was this glowing green aura, but it wasn't just a glowing green orb like we thought it was. It was actually like a huge fucking wraith. A huge wraith. Like 3 times the size of the specters we were fighting before. You just learnt a new thing. I guess you're welcome. I don't know why I did that, but anyway. So obviously, me being me, what I decided to do was full speed sprint into the room, okay, step on the edge of the sarcophagus, jump up midair, and try to slam down and punch the spectre twice, because we learned that the specters were weak to elemental damage, and I got lightning gloves, right? So I tried to punch it twice with a flurry of blows. And obviously, what happens is, I'm running up, so I'm fucking running up, I put my foot on the edge of the sarcophagus, jump up, slam down, slam up, miss both attacks, and then just stand there. Because I can't do anything else. So I'm like, fuck. Anyway, it turns out that inside the room, at least I didn't get a nat 1 chat, so it's fine. It turns out that in the room as well, there was 2 skeletons at the start. So when my companions walked in, they got attacked by the 2 skeletons. But what happened was, okay, the wraith kind of retreated into the corner instead of fighting back. Wait, did it attack first once? Leave that monk with lightning melee gloves. Yeah, I know, right? It's amazing. So he leaves and he goes into the corner and lets out a low hiss, like, and then out comes a spectre. Wow! So he basically summons a spectre. So now we've got 2 skeletons, a spectre that's right next to me on the grave, on the sarcophagus, because I'm just standing there up there like an idiot, right? And then the wraith is in the corner of the room. He's just kind of chilling there. Okay, so my teammates are fighting the skeletons because we think we've got to get rid of them ASAP, which is a pretty smart idea. They're not going to come back if we get rid of them, hopefully, right? So I attack the spectre. They attack the skeletons. It comes back around to the wraith's turn again, and all we just hear is just our DM says nothing except for, and then another spectre comes in. So now we have 2 skeletons, 2 spectres. Okay, so we keep fighting, and I'm just thinking to myself, alright, okay, if we kill Big Wraith Boy, maybe the rest of the spectres will disappear, right? Maybe they'll go, okay? Maybe I'll be wishful thinking for once, okay? So it comes around to another turn, okay? We're still attacking. He summons a 3rd spectre, alright? So at this point, I'm just going to draw a square for the room, okay? Okay, sarcophagus in the middle. Okay, the door we came in from was over here. Okay, so there's the spectre over here. Sorry, the wraith is over here. Yeah, that's not very good. The wraith is over here. That's a W, by the way. There's a spectre here. I'm here. And there's another spectre here. And then we've got the skelly Skelly, teammate. Okay? Yeah, it was not a pleasant situation. Also, hold on a second. Oh, no, nah! Okay, it's fine, chat, it's fine. Where's the dwarf? He didn't come with us. Okay. So we're here. Okay. Gorbash and the dwarf didn't come with us. The Gorbash and the dwarf are coming with us to kill the orcs, but they didn't come with us at the moment. Okay. So we're in here. Oh, shit. Actually, I kind of like it with the ambience in the background too. Anyway, so I'm like, we gotta kill that wraith, okay? So these guys are just about done over here. Our rogue kills one of these skeletons. No. Yes, our rogue kills one of the skeletons, okay? And then our rogue moves himself over here. So kind of not really in danger, but he's not helping me at all yet. Okay, I'm kind of shortening this battle because it happened for a long time. So I decide, okay, I need to kill that wraith. Okay, he summons another spectre. Okay, he summons another spectre. I run up and bash him, right? But with big damage this time, like good fucking damage. Okay, right? I hit him. Okay, so I'm over here. All three of these spectres missed me. They missed. Okay, but the wraith attacks me back, and I actually missed my saving throw. So he brings my maximum HP from 38 down to 25. Okay, at that point. And I'm there. I used a healing potion, so I'm at 23 out of 25 health. Okay, bit dangerous in this situation considering these enemies can three-shot me. And then the wraith moves back over here onto the sorry, that's not a wraith. The wraith moves back here. Okay. But not before he summons another what's it called? Spectre. So at this point, he's fine. He's fine. Okay. I'm standing over here. Okay. Over here. And then the spectre's kind of closing in on me. I'm literally surrounded by spectres. So no matter what I do, okay. Oh, and also this spectre here has gone, and I believe has moved over to him. Okay. So this spectre over here, I'm surrounded. He's surrounded. Our thief is here. He's kind of just fine, right? So our thief range attacks. The wraith kind of tries to move away. All right. I'm running through this fast, you guys. Our warlock takes out the skelly boy, but then once he does that, the wraith moves over to him. So our wraith is in front of our warlock. Super fucking dangerous. Our warlock is scared, so he makes clones. He makes a bunch of clones everywhere. Right? Boom, 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 like that. Okay? Okay? But when the wraith gets attacked, okay? Right? Our DM is like, he's not looking so good anymore. So I'm like, bro, I gotta do something about this. I've got to do something about this, right? Because I'm sitting over here, and I had to use my ability that makes the enemy roll an attack with disadvantage, and I still got hit again. So I got hit by one of the specters, but made the saving throw. So my max HP is still 25, but I'm sitting here on 13 HP. 13 fucking HP. I'm crapping my pants because I'm one more touch and I'm dead. Because he just did like 11 or 12 damage to me or something like that, and I'm sitting there on 13 HP. The second time, the first time I was on 11, then I healed, back down to 13 HP, maximum 25. I'm there, I'm shooting myself. I'm like, there's only one thing that I can do, okay? This wraith, he needs to fucking die. So, I'm there, okay? I killed this spectre, right? Because I couldn't leave. If I left this area, that's 3 attacks of opportunity. I might fucking die. I might just be a goner. So, I use my attack. At this point, I'm out of key points. Totally out of key points, okay? and I am freaking crapping myself. So I can't defend. I can't do extra attacks. So I just do a normal attack on this Spectre. Wipe him out. Okay? Meanwhile, this guy was still fighting over here, the skeleton. Sorry, I made a bit of a mistake. He was still fighting a skeleton over here. Okay? Our thief. He just killed the skeleton and he moves over here. Okay? It's the last turn. At this point, there's 3 Spectres, 1 Wraith. I killed 1 Spectre. Our Warlock makes clones of himself to protect himself because he doesn't want to die to the Wraith, because the Wraith could one-shot him at this point, right? Our Rogue just finishes the skeleton and moves over here. It's back to my turn, okay? I don't have Step of the Wind. I've got no key points. I can't safely evade and attack at the same time. So I risk it. I run from here to here, taking two attacks of opportunity, okay? Alright, that's when I got hit down to 13. So I was on 23. One of them misses. One of them hits. Takes me down to 13 HP. I sprint up to the sarcophagus. Jump on the side. Okay? Now, my gloves, my lightning gloves, are a bit of a homebrew item. And they have this ability. Okay? I can attack twice. And they have this ability that once per day, they do like... It's something crazy. It's like my normal damage, which is 1d6 plus 4. Okay? Then plus an extra 4 for lightning damage. So I got that. 1d6 plus 4 plus 4. Okay? And then on my second attack, because I get to attack twice without using key, I use the Homebrew Gauntlet's special attack, which is your 1d6 plus 4 of the gauntlets, and then it's an extra 3d8 plus something that I can't remember. So I use that. I can only use it once a day. So my character runs through here, dodges the Spectre behind him's attack, gets hit from the side, but doesn't get his max HP reduced, runs around, 1 foot on the sarcophagus, jumps up, attacks once, and then he used freaking, I think it's called like some like lightning blast or something like that, like freaking lightning crack or some shit like that, uses it on the Wraith, and then you just hear like this loud like lightning crack sound, like as my hand goes through the Wraith and fucking lightning comes down and explodes the Wraith, and the Wraith just dissipates, and then as the Wraith dissipates into nothingness, the Spectres go with it. And so I'm sitting there, we're all sitting there. So the last attack that I did was like a replica of the first attack that I did, but not only did it do massive fucking damage, it just poofed them all into smoke and finished them all off. And all 3 of us, when our DM turned around and was like, the Wraith turns into nothing and the Spectres follow it, and we were just like, oh my god, thank god. Oh, it was the best feeling, because like I said, one more hit and I was dead. And thus the battle ended. So there is nothing but us in this room with the sarcophagus, which is chained. Okay, there's a chain here, and then there's a chain that goes this way, but this chain is broken already. Okay, so we all looked around and we were like, we want to open this, but we're kind of scared. So here's the deal. Who has the most HP right now? I'm like, I'm on 13. And then my cousin was like, I'm on 23, I think it was. And the other one was like, I know, right? And then our rogue was like, I'm on 26. I'm the highest HP. So he goes over there. Okay. Alright. He breaks the other chain. Yeah, my cousin is the warlock, the scaredy cat. So he breaks the chain, so there's no chains anymore, right? Okay. But then our rogue rolls for a strength check to see if he can push the lid off. But he rolls so low and he's like weak as shit, and I was like, fine, I'll help. Big strong monk boy will come across and help. So I roll, sacrifice family. Nah. So I roll really high, and like I pushed the lid this way, and I pushed it so hard that the lid flies across the room. Like the lid of the sarcophagus like doesn't even tilt off, like doesn't tilt off it. It just flies across the room like woof, hits the wall, then falls down. But it hits two of my cousin's clones, which isn't a big deal because we're out of combat now. It just takes them out, just woof, right? True power, max power. And inside we find a corpse and a circlet, like a headpiece. And I don't remember what the circlet's called, chat. I can't remember. But it casts the spell. I think the spell is called Searing Light. Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called? 3 beams of light? Anyway, something like that. Something like that. And I'm the only one without a range attack. So like, Scorching Ray. That's the one. Thank you, Scorching Ray. See, I'm super new to D&D, man. Super new. Anyway, so I get that. They gave that to me because they're like, you're the only one who has like, except for a dart, chat. I have got darts, but except for darts, I have no range attack whatsoever. Like, so they gave it to me. So as we go to leave, okay, we've pretty much discovered what was wrong with the area. We awakened the Wraith. So we took out the Wraith. We've got all the relics. And at this point, all that's left is this corridor, which we know leads to the room that we entered from. So this is the entrance room, E. And then this is the exit. Okay? But as you guys know, as we walked through the hallway, the floor crumbled. So the floor from here to here does not exist. And the only thing that's on the floor is a small stepping stone. That's okay, Moopy. I'm sorry you missed some of the D&D, but I'm glad car parts are in. So there's like a small stepping stone on that side, a small stepping stone on this side, and a small stepping stone on this side. Okay? Right? So, and then the chasm starts from here to here. It's full chasm. So we're all standing here. Right? And our warlock has some kind of like affinity with spiders or whatever. He can turn himself into a giant spider, like I said. So he casted a giant spider web across the chasm, but he's actually the only one that could walk across it, right? He's the only one who could walk across it, right? So I'm just kind of like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to try and wall run across. So I roll. I rolled a 10. So I wall run from here to about here, and then I fall and land on the spiderweb right about here. But I managed to get my dex saving throw, so I was not stuck to the web, I was just there. So, okay, I get up, I get back onto this tiny little platform there, right? And then I try again to wall run the rest of the way. So I rolled a 14 this time, which was higher than last time, right? And my DM goes, okay, so you wall run, you jump across, you wall run till here, and then you fall down right here. I'm like, but hey, wait a second. If I rolled a 10, how come I got halfway? And then I rolled a 14 and I only got like right to the end. And he's like, well, I'm going to assume that you ran up on this side, but this side you had no run up. So you kind of just fell short. And I was like, shut up, man. So anyway, I rolled dex saving check, rolled again, saved it, and then I just made it the rest of the way. Okay? So I made it in 3 attempts. Like the stupidest thing. But the best part about it is that the net stopped me from falling all the way back down. But I've got slow fall, so if I fell back down, I wouldn't have gotten damaged. I would have just had to walk all the way back around like a pain in the ass. So the net kind of was helpful. So then our rogue looks at our warlock, who goes, I'm going to turn into a spider. And the rogue's just like, because he's just going to turn into a spider and walk across his web. He can do that once per day. So he does that. He turns into a spider, but as he's about to walk across the web, our rogue just jumps on his back, and they kind of just look at each other, and the spider's like, ugh. So he just carries him across on his back, and I turn around, and I just see like, so I'm just wall ran and failed like freaking twice in a row, and then finally made it, and then I just see the rogue just sitting on our spider friend's back, just like a fucking king, just like, I don't have to do shit, bitch. I'm like, you lazy motherfucker. Also, I realized that I cut off some of the screen, so I'll show you that. So, I ran, fell, got back up, ran, fell, got back up here, and then exit on this side. Sorry, I realized that was cut off the screen, my bad. Anyway, so that was kind of funny. So we exited, we head back to town, okay. Actually, we don't need this anymore. Okay, so we exited the cave, alright, and we head back to town. Okay, at this point, it had been about 1 hour of walking, hour and a half inside the dungeon area, and then an hour back, okay? We get back to town. It's still dark, obviously. So, we went back to stock up a few things, like, because I was out of healing pots and a bunch of stuff like that, okay? We head back to the council, told them that we sorted out whatever was in the cave, so everything is fine in that cave now. The wraiths won't come, and because they were apparently kind of trying to exit the cave, like they were like that's what the feeling that our druid got. So we told them that we finished them off. We got our supplies back, and then we took a long rest, and thus ends this D&D session. And that was it. But it was pretty damn fun. Like all of the battle sequences were way more epic than I said. I can't put a proper emphasis on how it was. So we get back, combat heavy. Yeah, it was super combat heavy, but it was fun. It was super fun. So we get back, okay. All right. Well, before we have a long rest, we head back into Gorbash, okay. Well, I mean, okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of flavor here. Some of this stuff may or may not have happened, but you know, we get back, okay. Gorbash is in there. You know, he's munching on chicken. He's eating chicken. Yeah, how'd it go? He's just munching. How'd it go? And then we did you get him? We turned, and we just said to him, finish your chicken, get some sleep. You've got some orcs to slay tomorrow. Then we walked out, we had our long rest, and that was it. So basically, at the start of the next session, we're going straight to battle with the orcs. But what we're hoping to happen is we're gonna ride in. We're gonna do the thing. We got some disguise kits, okay, and we're gonna disguise ourselves as orcs, and then we're gonna ride in on the back of a giant spider, or on the back of our warlock as a giant spider, with Gorbash, and ride into the enemy camp, and get Gorbash to challenge him straight off the bat. And fingers crossed Gorbash doesn't fucking die. Because if Gorbash dies, then we've got a war on our hands and we need to make it out of there safely. But if Gorbash does not lose, then we won't actually really need to go to war. But yeah, so I was like super lucky to not die. Because while I got to 11 HP and 13 HP, and while that doesn't sound very low, these enemies were all doing between 11 to 15 damage per hit. So one more hit and that was death. So man, you can't wait for the orc. Yeah, I know, right? Man. So chat, I hope you enjoyed this episode of D&D with Silly Samurai. Dude, that's actually the longest story time. I think last story time only went for like 40 minutes. Again. But yeah, no, it was fun. Yeah. Me happy. Whew. Freaking. It was intense. I'm glad, honestly, I'm just glad you guys enjoy this story time, you know? And now I'm small again. I'm just really glad that you guys enjoy the story time. Your timing is perfect. Did you literally just get in, Crab? Welcome, dude. Welcome. Oh man, nah, that was a real fun session. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I hope did the ambience in the background help you guys to feel in the story? Were you guys in the cave with me? Were you guys in the tavern with me? Made it feel so legit. Yeah, that was awesome. That actually was like, I actually really want to. I need to learn DM better. Sorry, DM. I need to learn D&D better, but I really want to like DM at some point. Like I really want to DM at some point. So I'm trying to like, get all like the tips and stuff, like ambience and pulling up some cool things to make. To make the story or me telling the story better. I think it worked pretty well.